Hey, what's up? What's going on? Can you guys please subscribe to my YouTube channel? It'll be greatly appreciated. And like the video as well. It'll be greatly appreciated too as well. So we're going to get into Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 9, Episode 11. We're going to start off with Cynthia Cargo. Her cargo bags are hot. They are nice. I like them. And I think I need to get one ASAP. But Cynthia is talking to her business partner. They're getting ready for their fashion show. So, anyways, Sheree shows up with her son, and Cairo does a little bit of walking or whatever. He's kind of stiff, but they're gonna work it out. They're gonna make it work. So on that note, then, Sheree asks for money. Is it going to get more than one bag? Is there any compensation? Is there any money? And then Cynthia's like, child, please, not this again. Compensation again? Money? All the models are not even getting bags. This is his first runway show, basically. So Cynthia's like, ah. But luckily, Cynthia and Sheree are friends, because if not, Cairo would have lost his job. He would have lost that walk in fashion show, basically. So then, anyways, Noel and Cairo, they meet for the first time. Sheree makes sure they change numbers and all that good stuff. So they change numbers. It's great. It's wonderful. So basically, that scene is over with. But Sheree, you gotta calm down. You can really have your son lose work, Luckily, you and Cynthia are cool. You're girls or whatever. So then we move over to Portia talking about the baby Nup. And anyway, she's online. She's searching about the baby Nup. Portia, if you want a baby, just ask Richard O'Shit from Black Ink Crew. He'll give you a baby and he'll sign that baby Nup. So anyways, Portia's in her bed. She's on the laptop. She calls Phaedra, tells Phaedra, hey, I want you to look over these documents for me, because there's a baby Nup. And Phaedra's like, what? Phaedra's like, you need a baby like I need a hole in my head. Phaedra is speaking true facts. And Phaedra says, I want you to close your legs. And then Portia's like, what? And then Phaedra goes, hot dog bum vaginas are not always in style. Pure shade. She's calling her vagina loose, spread open, easy to get to. And that's not in style. And then, Portia says, oh, when I won't have the camel toe is going to be wonderful. And Phaedra's like, no one's going to see your camel toe. Your belly is going to cover it, girlfriend. And Phaedra's like, you see how stressed out I am with my kids. What makes you think you're going to have it any easier? This is not a game. This is not a joke. But basically, Phaedra pretends like she's in a restaurant. She's busy. And there's and Portia says, I know you didn't turn up the TV. And then you hear a loud noise and then click. Phaedra's like, bitch, I ain't got time for this dumb shit. If you're going to come up with a plot or a storyline, make it be conducive to something that is realistic. So basically, Portia is like, she's not going to rain on my parade. I'm going to still do what I got to do, basically, which is horrendous. I've never heard of a baby Nup or whatever. So, and then we get to Candy. Candy goes to her mom's house and she brings little Ace. Little Ace is beautiful. She brings little Ace. Little Ace is with her or whatever. And, they're preparing for dinner. Todd is on his way and everything. So, they ask, Candy's mom asks Candy, how was the trip? She was like, oh, it was a bunch of bullshit. Shit happened, Bly's in the third. And then Candy mom says, they don't like you, girl. Them bitches don't like you. They're jealous of you, basically. But she didn't say all that. I'm just implementing my 2 cents in, basically. And so then she goes, they won't let us go on them trips with you because they know we'll tear them hoes up. We'll have them hemmed up. We wouldn't let them get away with nothing. And so the old lady gang is cooking it, and then Todd shows up. They're talking about compensation. When are we gonna get paid? And Todd was like, usually it takes a long time to get paid, maybe a couple of years, and then we'll get to him. He goes, no, I'm just joking, because they looked at him like, motherfucker. And so then little Ace eats a whole chicken wing, so cute. So basically, Candy wants to do an opening of the restaurant. She can't open it to the public yet because of rules and regulations and stipulations, but she can open it up to her friends, and she wants to have a dinner with her friends and the old lady getting to be there. And tell me, that food looked delicious and made me hungry. So anyways, moving on from that scene, we get to Cynthia and Phaedra. So Phaedra shows up to Cynthia's beautiful Lakeview house. Tell me Cynthia did not look, she looked like a fairy. You know what I mean? Like, her outfit that she had on was gorgeous. That Cynthia knows how to do it, when to do it, and how to do it. Then you have Phaedra in jeans and like a bathing suit on because she said that she wanted to go swimming in that old nasty lake. And then when Phaedra sits down, you can see her whole butt. I don't know. I'm not gonna even say anything. So anyways, moving on from that, and Cynthia wants to know what was going on with that. We supposed to have the whole restoration service, forgiveness, and you sure did not forgive Kenya, and the way you came at her, that text message that you left was really like detrimental to your friendship. Like, I thought that we was in the mood of forgiving, and you're in Jesus and Christ, and the way that you came after the way you came after Kenya was kind of like terrible. Like, I want you guys to, kind of like get together and meet up. Cynthia's like, I want a new beginning. I'm tired of this drama. I'm getting through with Peter, and I want a rebirth, brand new, like even a baptism. And Phaedra was like, oh, that sounds good to me. Let me set that up. And Cynthia's like, no, that's not what I'm talking about, girlfriend. No. And so it's just like, you came out of left field with that, with Kenya. I thought you guys were mending fences, getting together, being friends. So where did all this animosity come from? And she was like, I didn't appreciate that divorce thing. I didn't appreciate no divorce party. I didn't appreciate none of that because my kids not having a father, Apollo being away. I'm not gonna celebrate that. And then Cynthia goes, but speaking of divorce, Portia said that you and Apollo were already divorced, that it was finalized. Then Phaedra says, Portia's mentions a lot, doesn't she? And Cynthia says, yeah, she could be lying because all the lies and telling and lying that she's been saying, so it might not even be true. And Phaedra goes, and then Phaedra goes, oh, well, it has been finalized. It is done. And she's like, wow, Portia's really running her mouth. Like, she's really running it, basically. So it's just like, okay. So basically the conversation is like over, and then Cynthia goes, what about my fashion show? I want you to come to the fashion show. Phaedra was like, yes, I'm going to come to the fashion show, girlfriend. I want to see it. I heard it was in a dungeon. As long as it's not a sex dungeon. As long as it's not the dungeon that Candy tried to kidnap Portia and take her to, just throwing shots, basically. Just going, and when she knows it's not true. So anyways, and so it's like the conversation is like over, basically. But, Phaedra did say, like, I think she had evil intent. She was ill will. Cynthia was like, I didn't think she had any evil intent. It was basically for us to cut cake, put penises on the man's body and have cake or whatever. It wasn't supposed to be that serious anyway. But basically, Phaedra is stuck into whatever she's stuck into. She feels like it was evil intent. She feels like Kenya is trying to rejoice in their divorce or whatever, and she's not feeling it. But anyways, I think it was wrong the way Phaedra came at Kenya. She could have talked to her to a side, or it was just like. But I understand Phaedra's point too as well. But since they're both two intelligent ladies and well educated, they could have met at a medium, somewhere. And she could have gave a speech and said how Phaedra could have gave a speech, said how important marriage is and blah blah blah. And she's here to just be apart and commemorate with her girlfriends, basically. They didn't have to get all nasty and dirty and call her trifling and a heifer and shit like that, which was crazy. So anyways, we get to Portia and Todd. Portia has a beautiful house. And so Portia's lighting the candles, Todd's coming. And I think Todd is a nice guy. I think Todd is an attractive guy. He seems like he's really sweet and everything like that. So, he's all over Portia, touching her, feeling her all over her body, like, hey, baby, I want some of this. Can I get some? And Portia is like, you just seen me not too long ago. And Portia's like, hopefully he wants me so much he'll just sign these papers and not say a damn thing. Basically, that's why I got on this good dress. And he's happy, he's comfortable, and then boom, here he comes. So then, Portia's like, oh, I want you to look at this paper. I want us to have a baby Nup, just in case. I'm not saying I don't want to get married to you, but just in case something happens, something goes wrong, that this provision's in place so I won't be neglected or my child won't be neglected. So basically, and then so Ty goes, did Phaedra draw this up for you? And Portia was like, no, she's not in favor of it. No, she's not, because she hung up on you. So anyways, Ty goes, I'm not going to sign this. No way, no how. I'm not going to sign this no time soon. Who did you think I am? What was you thinking with? You think I'm this type of person, this type of man? And he just read the baby Nup, and basically he has no rights to the child. She can take, like he said, she can take the baby to Afghanistan and he can't do nothing about it. And then he has to give her all this information. And she was like, but people change. He was like, yes, people do change, because you can go through postpartum depression while you're having the baby. I mean, after you have the baby. And then on top of that, she was like, well, I got to make all these changes for you, and you ain't making no changes for me. And Ty was like, what are you talking about? I did make changes. I'm the one moving here to Atlanta. He's leaving DC, uprooting his whole family and his kids to Atlanta to be with you, and he lost his job. So it's just like, yo, Portia, what are you thinking when you're gonna chase this good man off? But I don't know if you like men like that. So anyways, we'll see. So he's just like, this is terrible. I'm not going to sign this paper. It's like, what kind of person, what kind of father do you think I am, that I would give up my rights to my child and not have any rights at all? Like, what was you thinking with? How are you going to do this? And he was like, this whole thing is red line. She was like, no, I was just hoping that you would agree, and things that you didn't agree with, red line. He goes, well, this is red line. He balls it up and he throws it. And basically, he says to her, well, I'm not going to sign this paper. So if that means that I'm not going to get any, or our relationship is over, then it's going to be what it's going to be, because I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to sign this paper. I was like, I don't even know what kind of person you think I am. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, how? There's a lot wrong with her. But who am I to judge? So anyways, so he's not signing the paper. He was like, well, if this means that it's over with, then it's both of our losses, basically. And he's already lost his job. And so, okay. So now we get to Cynthia's fashion show. Cynthia's fashion show, the models there, Noelle's practicing, Cairo's late, and Cynthia calls up Sheree and was like, yo, where's Cairo? He's late, blah, blah, blah. And then, Sheree says, well, traffic is bad, but they got there on time, basically. So Cynthia's freaking out, blah, in the third. So Cairo does show up. He talks to Noelle. He gets his makeup done. He does a wonderful job on stage. Noelle does a wonderful job. All the models do a wonderful job. Phaedra didn't show up, nor did Portia show up. I believe Cynthia's real friends were sitting right there in that dungeon with her. The dungeon place was nice. Cynthia knows what she's doing. She's about that business, and it looked great. And then Sheree wanted more seats for VIP seats. Sheree is just too much. Luckily, they are friends, because if not, they would have escorted her out and her child. So anyways, Candy and Kenya, they have a conversation. And so, Candy's like, have you talked to Phaedra since that whole Hawaii thing? And Kenya's like, nah, I haven't talked. She hasn't apologized to me yet. No, I haven't talked to a shady Phaedra, fakety fake Phaedra. Um, so basically, they both say they love the event. Um, what is her name? Oh, yeah, Kenya looked nice in that white dress. And basically, that's it. That was the fashion show. So then we get to Phaedra being, oh, but there's one thing that Kenya does say. She says, she goes, Phaedra likes to do all her shit in the dark with her knees wide open. So basically, she's saying that, Phaedra be throwing shots at everyone doing some messed up shit behind the scene. She does it in the dark with her legs wide open. So she don't expect no apology from Phaedra. And she better not, because Phaedra is not apologizing. She says she says that she does all her work in the dark behind closed doors with her knees wide open. If that wasn't shade, I don't know what was. So then we get to Phaedra meeting up with a lawyer with Johnny Winston, former assistant to the candy factory. Basically, he wants to sue the candy factory, Candy basically, because he's saying that Candy stole the restaurant idea from him, and he gave her blueprints of it. And he says they didn't have anything in writing, but he showed them a proposal, but it was an oral agreement. And he also said that Candy stole the mother's plays, the mother play thing that went derailing down the drain or whatever. And he was like, and he has not been compensated for so many hours that he worked. And so Phaedra hooks him up with this attorney and employment. And this attorney says he might got a case. I'm going to do some research. So, like Kenya said, Phaedra does her shit in the dark. But it's not really in the dark. She's not letting Candy know anything like that. But does she supposed to? Well, you think if she wants to mend fences and she's this Christian woman, that she can have forgiveness in her heart and talk to Candy. But that's not going to happen. And Phaedra says she wants no part of the candy factory. She didn't want anything to do with the candy factory or the Todd or the mother gang. Nothing. Or she says, or the plantation. Because basically she's saying that people ain't getting paid over there at the candy factory. Throwing shots as well. Because there was rumors that the actors and actresses that played in the mother's play didn't get paid and they were stranded. And a lot of these folks quit their jobs and things like that. So Phaedra calls it a plantation owned by black people. Phaedra. Mrs. Parks. So anyway, moving on from that, we go to Kenya. Kenya meets up with Matt. Matt is diesel and huge and big. And because Kenya is going to be celebrating her puppy's birthday, and Matt gave her the puppy, so she wanted him to be a part of this. So Matt shows up with flowers and some other stuff, and then they go into the next room inside the pet place where they're gonna buy some stuff, I guess. And Matt gets right into it with like why you hurt me, why you do this stuff to me, why can't you own up to what you're doing? And Kenya just gets upset, and she's walking. Matt gets upset. She was like, I'm not about to do this here. And then Kenya gets up and she starts walking away because she wasn't prepared for this. She just wanted to be friends with him and share in this moment of their puppy's birthdays because he's like the puppy daddy. So they end up going into a part of the hallway where you can see the camera crew moving out the way. And I must say, Kenya looked gorgeous in that hot pink dress. She killed it. She did it. Her and Cynthia killed it this episode with their dressing. And Phaedra, I don't know, with the bathing suit, maybe if her whole ass wasn't out when she was sitting down, I don't know. But anyways, so Matt then Kenya gets into it, and Kenya was like, I'm just tired of this. I can't do this anymore. I don't want this to go on anymore. I'm just fucking sick of this shit. I'm done. Like Kenya said to her cousin, the dick don't own me. I own the dick. So, and she was like, you don't think a man wants to be with me? You think I'm going to be lonely? You think I'm going to be crying about you? Nigga, no, I won't. There's plenty of guys. And then Matt really took offense to that because Kenya did say to Matt that, yo, if I didn't care about you, I would have you locked up for all the shit that you did. And I didn't. And that is true. She could have had him locked up, but she didn't. And so then Matt goes, like, how can you say this stuff to me? How can you say this? He goes, I just want you to say sorry. And we know when Kenya, and previous in the episode, Kenya said to her cousin, I just need to say sorry for what I did. I need to say sorry, basically. But I think he brings out some anger in her where she just can't say sorry at the time. She doesn't want to give him this upper hand, I believe. I could be wrong. But anyways, Matt is like, well, then go be with them other guys. Go be with anybody that you want to be with. Do your thing then. Like, you don't want me. Then he's crying, and then she's putting her hands, and she was like, Matt, blah, blah, blah. And then Matt goes, you wasn't acting like this when we had sex the other day in my truck. Like, oh, shit. They was bumping uglies in the truck. Back seat with no sheets. Back seat with no sheets. What is that? That is by H-Town. Back seat with no sheets. And so anyways, Kenya's like, so, and what? But you still acting like this. This is just way too much. Way too much. Like, you are clearly deranged. I clearly gotta move on. I clearly can't have you as a booty call. I clearly can't be your friend. So boom. Let's just this be over. But Kenya does say that she's sorry to him. So that was greatly appreciated. You know, she did say she was sorry to the man. She said she was sorry. So what do you guys think? Some of the things I think about is I think Matt really loves Kenya. And I think Kenya did love Matt at one point, but the drama is just way too much for her. It's just too much. And she still loves him and want to possibly have a relationship with him, but we'll see how it goes. But with all this media stuff that he's been campaigning, he's been doing, I think it's clearly over. And let's see how the old lady gang restaurant works out. Is it going to get cleared? And what's going to happen with this lawsuit? Some lot of things going on in the dark. And is Portia and Todd going to be over? Does he regret doing what he did, quitting his job and about to move his family to Georgia? You think you think he feels that he clearly made a mistake? But anyways, please subscribe, like the video, and get at me.